north of San Francisco, Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. Today, it's the Snap-on Tools Jelly Belly 200. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Hogwood. Alongside is Phil Parsons. Going to be interesting to see how they handle this road course today.
Extremely challenging, difficult road course. Very much unusual for these guys. They always run ovals.
Third member of our broadcast team is Steve Burns.
There are some familiar names in this field here in Sonoma. Richard Childress Racing driver Kevin Harvick is in the field, and Boris Said, who has qualified on the pole for the Winston Cup race here. It's a doubleheader weekend. We'll start on the outside of row 4, but for anybody to win this race, they're going to have to go through Jim Englebright. He's won the last 3 consecutive races here in Sonoma.
Thank you, Steve. And before we take the green, let's take a look at the starting grid. Todd Souza is on the pole. Alongside is Bernie Lamar. Row 2, there's Kevin Harvick, Winston Cup driver.
Row 3, David Gillen won last time out at Irwindale. Row 4, 3-time defending champion Jim Englebright, and road racing specialist Boris Said.
On row 5, Brian Germoni won at Phoenix earlier this year. And on row 6, Kenny Shepard, second in this race just 1 year ago.
There's Steve Boletto. He was third at Cajon earlier this year. In row 8, Craig Rodman, the 2001 Series champion.
Now we move on to row 9, and Dave Brown is there. He is a road racing specialist. Alongside him is Brandon Krause. Now in the next row, there's your series points leader, Augie Vinovich Jr.
There's Tyler McGuire. He's making his first career start. And Danny Burson was 4th at Irwindale earlier this year.
Jim Pettit won at Stockton this season. Nathan Teesey is a rookie we're going to have to watch out. He's in row 14.
Doug McCowan won this race back in 1996. And Winston Cup star Robbie Gordon will be starting the 51 Pontiac from the rear of the field.
Frank Denny Jr. is from Mechanicsville, Virginia. He's in row 17. And last year's season champion Eddie McKeon is in row 18.
Row 19, J.R. Patton was 3rd last time out at Irwindale. And in row 20, Greg Voigt was 4th earlier this year at Mesa Marin.
And in the 21st row, Jeff Bailey, who comes in from the Northwest Series alongside Richard Johnson. Let's head back down now to Steve Burns.
And Rick Rosbarski in the 51 car was not feeling well this morning. He's got an all-star substitute. Winston Cup driver Robbie Gordon has agreed to drive the number 51 car in this race this afternoon.
Not a bad substitute driver. Robbie Gordon ready to go in that 51 machine. Ready to take the green right now. And there's a problem with one of our cars on the front row, Bernie Lamar. How about it, Steve?
And 22-year-old Bernie Lamar in the pits. They've taken the hood off of his race car, looking at the carburetor on that engine. He's still trying to fire the motor. Looks like they're going to change the air cleaner out on the 98 of Bernie Lamar.
Oh, what a tough break.
Yeah, he's got the motor running, so maybe he can be able to get that thing back together here. He hasn't lost anything yet because they're now just taking the green flag.
Well, the race is underway here at Infineon Raceway. Glad to have you with us. And we're going to go on board with a road racing specialist. This is Boris Said.
We can already see the red car up front as Kevin Harvick is already taking the lead from his 4th place starting position. Kevin
Harvick, not a stranger to this series, has won a couple of races back in the 90s with these guys before he went to the big time and made it a Winston Cup racing. Of course, drives for Richard Childress right now, but Kevin Harvick making a move here early in this race. We have another onboard camera. This is Daryl Lamore, started 32nd, trying to gain some positions.
This thing really gets crowded early on. These corners are so tight. You got so many cars trying to get to the same place. These corners extremely difficult.
Again, you're on board with Daryl Lamore out of Phoenix, Arizona.
There's Frank Denny Jr., the 70 car, the blue and yellow car at the front of that pack right there. This is what we call the S's right here, Mike. These guys are going through the S's.
And again, we'll make the point, this is the first and really the only road course in this series. These guys don't have a lot of experience here.
They sure don't. Now, there are some specialists here, as we mentioned earlier in the grid. Boris Said, obviously, is a specialist. Dave Brown is a road racing specialist. So there are a handful of road racing specialists in this field, but for the most part, these guys do not have a great deal of experience on road courses.
The 29 car, Kevin Harvick out in front. There's Boris Said in the 99, and the 28 is young Brandon Witt, just 20 years old, trying to catch the veteran, Boris said.
If that 99 car looks familiar, that is the same car that Ken Schrader runs. That's actually Ken Schrader's car. Oh, we got a spin.
Got a spin. That's the 71 of Troy Hermish turning around. Hermish out of Fremont, California, does a good job. No yellows, and again another car is off the track. That is the 3 of West Banks.
I told you these corners were difficult, Mike.
And without a lot of practice time, a lot of experience, it is tough negotiating them. Boy, after just one lap and starting dead laps, Robbie Gordon already up to the 28th position.
He had finished second in the Winston Cup race out here last year, a couple years ago, so he knows this racetrack, and he's a very much accomplished road racer. Again,
Rick Rusbarski, the regular driver of that 51 car, came down ill, and pretty good substitute. Robbie Gordon, there's Nathan Teesey, a rookie from Minnesota, a little bit off course.
Nathan had a little help. It looked like there was a car right in his bumper when he got turned sideways.
Just underway here at Infineon Raceway. Kevin Harvick is your leader after 3 laps. Welcome back to the Snap-on Jelly Belly 200 at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. That's the machine of Kevin Harvick, and there's nobody around him right now.
Now that's turn 7 right there. That starts the S's.
The 6th car was Todd Sousa. There's another car off the track, Greg Voigt, regular racer in this series out of Santa Barbara.
I have a car that
and he gets back on course. There is no caution.
A lot of times they will throw, when the car's off the track like that, they will throw a local yellow flag just to warn drivers that there's something going on in that area of the racetrack. If you can get back going, that will not necessitate a full course yellow.
There's Jim Englebright. He has won the last 3 races at this track, started 7th today. There's another car off, Stan Silva Jr. Back to Englebright. Boy, he has owned this track in this series.
He sure has. He's done a great job out here. And again, for somebody to win this race, they're going to have to get through him before they can do it. That's for sure.
It's his first start of this series this year. Silva about to get passed by Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon really driving aggressive here early in this race.
There's Darrell Lamore off track.
Darrell Lamore, as we told you, had one of our in-cars. Gave it quite a ride right there.
Well, let's take a look at what happened here. You saw the right front of the car jump up. I think he ran over the curb, and that upset the car, and around he went.
Thomas Martin down on pit road, the hood coming off, and that is not a good sign. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick continues to dominate out front.
That's a brand new race car built by Jay Hedgecock out of High Point, North Carolina. Kevin's truck crew, that full-time truck crew, built this car and brought it out here and maintained it. And right now they've got it happening.
And Kevin's got his regular crew with him, his own guys. There are a few from that Winston Cup team that are helping them out in the pits this afternoon. There's Doug McCown on pit road, a little early.
Left side tires going on. They can change 4 under green flag racing if they so choose, but they can only change 2 per caution flag, the rules of the series.
Here's the battle for 6th place. Young Brandon Witt has looked pretty good here early in that 28 car. Morris said now out in front of him.